Okay, so I am working on a thumbnail for the trying peanut butter and cheese sandwich crackers video. Unfortunately, we don't look at a camera a lot during that video, and part of that is my fault. I should have mentioned to my friend Garrett, try and look at the camera, and I also should have done a better job of doing that myself. That's something that I'm working on, trying to get better at doing, and remembering I did a stream about that recently. But so what I've been doing is we've got like this thumbnail here. Ooh, he's looking at the camera. That's good. There, I'm looking at the camera. So we got this, and then we turn it this, and these steps are all like out of order for what they should. Because then what we got is this. We do some of that. We can, that's the wrong thing. We add this on, and we add that, and then we do that to make that look good, and we add this. Give her my hand. Oh, it's the wrong color. We also add like that, because eventually I was going to try and have like the shirt come down and this. But then I'm going to find a thumbnail that would have the computer screen with the right color, and I go back to oh, what's this? We're looking at the camera in the beginning. I didn't need to do all of that. I did not need to do any of that. Where did it put? Where did it put this thumbnail? I'm pretty sure this is the thumb. Wait, what? Why is there not? Oh wait, no, that's the. Why did it save it as .axp? Studio. Being weird. Remove from library only. We want to do this. Maybe I accidentally dragged this up. No, that wouldn't have done it. Okay, so it should have somewhere. Hey, there we go. So now what we do is we can open with GIMP. Okay, now all I have to do is take this smudgy tool. Okay, that's too big. So let's try this on 50. Okay, so let's try what if we just do a shrink? That looks pretty horrible. Okay, so let's try, nope, not a shrink. Kind of smushy whooshy. That's looking pretty terrible too. Yuck. So let's see. I could spend more time messing around with and trying to get that, but what I'm actually going to do is, yeah. Slight smile there. Let's see, where is my, nope. That's his head. My head. Okay, so get rid of the wonky smushy layer for my head and undo this. We've got, no. Yeah, it's definitely going to be that. So we'll just come here, do a little bit of cutting around. And some of this stuff I think about, I've been doing YouTube for about 12 years. Well, no, more like 10, because I was gone for like 2 or 3. But it's just like, how do I not, oops, wrong layer selected even. How do I not know or have some of these things down? Okay, that looks like it needs to be fixed. Whoops. That's wrong tool. Unified transform. Let's also change the layer boundary size to be bigger. And I just barely noticed this center button. So perfect. There. So question is, why does that look wrong? What? Now let's try and smooth it and massage it in, which, first of all, I'm going to start off with this smudgy tool. I think we might be a case where it doesn't look right for just the way that my whole head and like chin is sitting. Yeah, my chin's not right. This might be hope. Okay. Back to this. I was trying to close my mouth before, but I think a better move. Click on this again. Set it back to 100. That maybe I'm just. This might not be. That looks so bad. Oh, but that's definitely worse. That just also looks like garbage. Nope. That also looks whack. Maybe I'm stuck. That's a little better. It still looks kind of derpy. If I do that, that makes it worse. Let's try like this. That I can kind of accept, although it's not really like... Hold on 1 second, guys. Let's see if I... That. You can see me now. There's my usual smile. There's a big smile. I see there's more. Okay, so... So then what I need to do is new layer. If I take, this is gonna look pretty terrible, I think. Let's set this to like 5. Set this to black. Also, we need to click OK on the new layer. Go like this, because these seem to be more defined when I'm actually smiling. And then what you do is you drop this way. Oh, that looks terrible. This needs to be at least 20. That looks like, what the heck did they do to his face? That's not right. Let's try setting this down to 10. One thing I like doing when I'm doing like this is I like not watching it go up and down. I mean, partially I'm also looking to see when I'm at the number that I'm trying to get to, in this case 20. But I like looking away because then you don't see the transition and you just see where it's good. So now if I did this, oh, I know what this looks like. It's there's some monkey toy thing that has face like this. Let's turn this back on for a secchi whack. Nope, I didn't want to do... Looks better before I did that. I just... That looks not smiley anymore. Okay, so let's try setting this to 200. Okay, so let's do that. Set this to 50. Just doing a erase warping up in here. Looks better there. I'm going to take that. I'm going to call that enough of a victory. This is just ridiculous. I'll get better at this. Especially the more stuff I do that's not quick going live. Because with going live, you have to pick a thumbnail automatically. And that's easy to think of. Especially when I'm going live on the phone, I can just take a picture of whatever it is I'm going to be using or doing, or a smile. Take a picture of that. But yeah, so more will be done on this later, but I don't know. I thought that this is going to be kind of cool and neat. And oops, it's this plus this. Which, I mean, I am pretty proud of what I was able to do with, like, this and cutting out our heads and putting them in place. I know I'm good with that stuff, but just the middle section there. Oh, wait, actually, oh, hold on. Ooh, I got a great idea. What if I take my head? If I pull you into here... But if I were to then fit, looking a little more left, could that be believable if I were to do the work of fitting that in there? I like how with this angle here, this new head mostly fits over the old one. Let's look at myself for a second. Looking left and right, I'm not noticing too much shoulder. And where am I looking with the... Darn, I like the more straight look. Here it's kind of like I'm looking over like, hey, I see you. Or a little bit suspicious. I like his straight on look. That's good. That's something that I'm trying to do more of. But again, like, I was looking at you guys straight and then I started looking down. That's when I'm thinking and processing things. I don't know. I'll get better at it over time. I promise you that. You know, even if better means that I'm only like 50% more looking at the camera. But I like the straight on, but you can't get straight on eyes with this also. Oh, what is that? Am I crying? No, it's just this. This needs to go away. So do I want to try and... I just had a terrible idea. Set this to a 300. That looks bad. Well, it makes me look kind of Indian. Set this to 1000. Too much. 500 then? That kind of makes things look a little more straight on looking at you, but it's still just wonky. And it's really the position of the eye. Ooh, wait a minute. I need to go rewind super far for a secuac. Okay, so those just are the eyes. Redo everything. So if I were to... Nope. Want the ellipse select, the orbicular select. This. Plus this. Ideally, you wouldn't have to do this. Wait, what? This is not going to work either. I mean, let's try and get just one eye looking good. So then I can go like this and delete that. And then I can go like this, delete you. The colors aren't right either. I'm a little warmer skin colored. So that's going to be terrible. Let's give up on that. Although this left eye here, it reminds me of the original holographic emperor from Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. I forget the actress's name, and then they superimposed chimpanzee eyes on top of her. Like, yeah. Okay. I'm going to take the different angle. Even though I'm looking kind of funny at the camera, like I'm tilted down, that's fine. So this part is going to be pretty easy because when we put this on top, we need to add an alpha channel, and then we're going to use our fuzzy select, and we're going to pick the shirt. Oh, and this is a very nice shirt selection. The others weren't so nice and pretty. And then from here, we're going to invert our selection, and we're going to delete. So it's going to keep just the shirt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and select this peak that's supposed to be behind my head. Select that. We delete it. That looks pretty good. I'm going to select none. And then I'm going to take my smudgy blur tool here. Turn this back up to 10. Whoops, wrong. I need to be on this. And we're just going to smudge and blur this line away. That'll also help get rid of the red that was there from the shirt being close. That looks pretty good. What about up here? Up here needs to have, whoa, not that much, maybe 100. But then I'm going to say we need to come in here and carve out that bit of hair. And then here's where we can come in with the smudge tool and kind of smudge things in. We can even just go straight alongside this edge here. Usually I do this, but I found sometimes going straight along the edge works. But when you do this, then you go and you stripe all of your peaks up and you smooth them along with things. Now there we can see a very slight skin tone difference. I don't know why it was like slightly different between the two shots, other than maybe like the sun had changed and that changed the colors a bit. Which wouldn't be too much of a problem. Like if it was continuous shooting, it would have adapted the colors as we shot. So there may even be slightly different colors within the one single take before camera turned off, and then I realized it turned off, and because we'd been recording for 30 minutes. So let's go to hue and saturation. And I'm gonna just say this is a, not that much. So maybe about 20. I think that looks good. Yeah, that matches. It's still a little bit wider there. I like it better. So let's try one other thing. If we go back to the hue and saturation, and let's change the hue up. That's going a little more yellow. That's terrible. Oops, nope. That's more purple. Let's do color. Let's try color balance then. There's everything a little bluer, which isn't the right play either. Let's go back to this tool then. Let's try just 10 on our saturate. Well, we said 20 was closer to that skin color, but didn't look good. So if we do this, what's the difference here? It's not as bad. Oh, also we've got those yuckies on. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that, but then what I can do is I can actually pull out my neck down here a bit. Looks a little, it does look a little odd, like blurry there, but once I push enter, that goes away. All right, yeah. I don't have the rest of the photos that I need, so I am gonna cut here. But essentially what I want to do is just have a picture of each of the cheese cracker things across the bottom. So I'll grab that photo later and put them in, but just wanted to show off a little bit of, actually no, I can pause. Let me just do that. Okay, are we perfect? So I got this Cheez-It picture online, and I also took this picture, which let's start with this picture here and shrink it down. Okay, so we can come out. Okay, so then now this is a case where we can do a little bit more of this, but what I'm going to do is select, grow by 1 pixel. See how instantly, like, a whole ton of all this little pixel peepy deeps and noise, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what I just called it. Yeah, we can do a little bit in there too. Now, there's still some stuff around, so what we can do is we can do that again. And when we zoom in, I feel like we're cutting into our package a bit. So we shrink it. Oh, that's terrible, because these things get... Okay. So we'll do just a little more. I think that's good enough. How are we looking over here on this box? That's good enough. Oh, well, okay, so we're gonna have to put... Okay, it already has an alpha channel, so we're good on there. Perfect, so if I do that, because I just noticed that this... actually, no, that is the edge of the thing, so we're good there. So we do that, perfect. Well, no, there is a tiny bit up here that was not... it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so we can just delete that. We can pick the rectangular select. We can do like this thing here, and we can delete that. I'm not super worried about the little edge. Obviously, we can come across here and do this number. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a new selection. Like this, 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 some of that, because that looks a little weird. And we got all these fuzzies on the bottom here. Now, really, this is going to need to be shrunk down even more. And we got more edge that's outside of the thing. Okay, so I'm going to... And then while we have this here, I'm going to take the opportunity to rotate this just a little bit, like that. Okay. I don't know. Is the Munchies package longer? Oh, so the Munchies package is slightly longer. So those height differentials, and they are mostly matched up at the top. That's fine. This. This right here is really a job for the free select tool. Okay, so that's probably going to be good enough. So then let's do this. Okay. Let's select nothing. This one we can shrink so the whole thing fits in there. And this is going to be a very easy this plus this. Boop. Here we go. So we got a little bit of wide edge. So here's where we can grow our selection by 1 pixel. Press delete. Select none. I think that looks good enough. Scoot you over there for a second. I was wondering why the lance box was so low. But it's actually the lance box from the actual video. Alright, so then if I were to unify... let's undo this because we're clearly going to need a bit more room. So let's take this, shrink-a-dink it down. We can do like that. Then we can come again and delete the foam. Okay. Then we can go back to our Cheez-It big box. Probably like that, I'm gonna say is good. Kind of wish it was more straight on. So what I need to do is nope. I need a selection tool, please. How's this gonna look? Right, because that is... So then I need to... Ouch. Let's take this plus this. I don't actually know if I can unified transform everything. Oh, I can. That's good. So not... Well, actually, wait, are we going to need... Where's my... Peanut butter can come up to the top here. You know what? Just so I'll find ADAN. We'll find an online, also what the... Cheez-It Fuzzy Slippers. Woo. There's also supposedly like a Cheez-It Tostada being tested. That looks kind of gross. Amazon. Why does that look so gross? I know that it's not like separated or whatever. Oh, and there's green, like the green's... Ew. Ha! This. Although, does ours say... Does say 8 grams of protein. Let's do this. So this... goodbye. You look not good for what we're doing. So this, we do this. Except for... I'm gonna say we grow this by 1 pixel, just so we don't have a white edge. And then what we do is we take this, we hold the minus tool, and boop. And then we can do this. Let's do this. But then what I want to do is I'm going to use the minus tool. So we do not select that area. And we do not select the lid. And then also I feel like... Oh, the label does look a bit weird, because there's one bit that sticks off, so... And then I'm going to grow the selection by another pixel. One more. There we go. We've taken off the... Did that eat into more of the blue? Yeah, it did eat into some more of the blue down here. Why has this bit been eaten into? Like, what happened beforehand? Oh, it just is that way. So let's go forward again. And now what we can do is we can unified transform this down. I think that's going to look good. And then I want to scoot, undo the linkage between you two, scoot this over. Pull you down just a bit. So then what I want to do here is I need to take my A selection. Let's just make a way bigger so I can actually see what I'm typing, plus shrink that down by like 10. Okay, so then the final thing that I want to do is we need to, that's me messing around, so we need to do a new layer. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, this. We can, nope. Right, this. We can, there we go. We can delete my eye thingies. And then what I'm going to do is I want to make a selection that comes about like this, I think. And let's turn this white. Oh, and also we need to jack this back up and pull you down, but not under my shirt. Okay, so that's what white looks like. What if I did black instead? Or what if I do one of my favorite colors for some things, a dark green? But that's not, unfortunately, dark enough. Like this. Yeah, it's just ever so slightly green. Because, to show you, there's black. I like that. I'm going to go with that. So then let's do none. So then that means we need to change this plus to be either red. What? I like that. Either red or we could do a white. Red. I like red better. Well then, I don't know. I think that's good enough for a thumbnail. Whatever. So then I will go ahead and save this. Whoops, wrong thing. It's E. Video project. And let's get rid of this whole movie snapshot. So save that as a thumbnail. We'll go ahead and export this as a thumbnail. do it as a JPG just to make sure that we're not going to be too big on file size, but we will crank the quality up to 100. And perfect. I will move like the 2 other photos that I used into the folder just because. So if I go here, that would be what? This plus, wait, why do I have that twice? Okay, I have that twice. So this one plus this, right? Yeah. So it's this, right? Yeah, that plus this. Go ahead and cut these to E. Video projects. Trying peanut butter and cheese crackers. Paste this here. And then the others were just pasted directly into GIMP. So yeah, we're good. If you guys liked watching me put together a thumbnail, leave a like down below. I know there's a little bit of work that could be done to improve upon some things, not just the process of it, like, you know, actually remembering to smile and lining up the crackers and stuff like that when we did the video and looking at the camera, but just also the overall final product. I feel like something could be a little better about it, but I don't know what. Either way, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in whatever's next, which this should be coming out soon. See you guys in whatever's next. Bye.